From ThetaTraders.com here. This video we're going to go over economic news, technical analysis, and earnings for the week of August 25th through 29, 2025. So first, economic news. If you look on Monday, nothing really big except a FOMC member. On Tuesday, we got nothing really. Wednesday, just the oil inventories. Thursday, we do have unemployment claims and preliminary GDP. So you want to be checking pre-market if you do early trades like 0 DTE. And then on Friday, not much besides the CPI price index. So relatively quiet week for next week. Let's look at the earnings. For earnings reports, one of the big ones is Nvidia. That's the largest company in the S&P 500 right now. It's taking up almost 8% of the market for SPY. So that could easily change the market if the earnings after close on Wednesday the 27th are bearish. Or if it's bullish, it might go up even more. A few other common names. We do have CrowdStrike, Snow, Best Buy, Dollar General, Ulta, Webull. So not a lot of huge names besides that Nvidia. So definitely take a look out on the Nvidia. That could change the market pretty big. PDD is another credit spreads candidate that I usually look at as well. Let's look at some of the technical analysis. So SPY had a really big day on the daily for Friday. It was a fairly bearish week. You can see a lot of down days. The market was expecting the Jackson Hole news from Jerome Powell that I mentioned in the previous technical analysis video, that it might be a bearish outlook. But looking at the chart today, we had a really big day, up 1.54%. And we actually did touch the all-time high on the wick here, closed a little below it. So all-time highs are still in reach. If you look at the volume profile, there's really not much above this level. RSI still has some room to grow. We're at 61, not at overbought yet. You have the large volume at around 642, and point of controls, it's around 635. So we could have a slight down move if we don't continue holding the all-time highs. However, we are in a very bullish outlook. We were below the EMAs middle of the week, and then we crossed above the EMAs again. So pretty bullish outlook here. QQ's almost always looking very similar. Had a down week in general, and then recovered upward. Still have some room to grow in the QQQs. We had a really big down day on the 19th. And we recovered most of the losses on Friday. All-time high, though, is at 583. Have decent amount of volume at the 563. Bit of volume at the 576. 576 might act as a possible resistance level. RSI still has some more room to grow, but we are at the 55 level, which is fairly neutral. However, with this update, we do have an upward slope here. And then the MACD was bullish, and then it's starting to coil back up. We're not quite at a bullish setup there. So for the Qs, it's a bit possibly positive or negative, just like always, obviously. But may not be as bullish as SPY in general. IWM had a huge day. It did not drop as much as the Qs over the week. And then we had an explosive almost 4% return. And now we are above all the EMAs. You can see that we crossed below it just on one day, touched slightly above the 9 EMA, and now we're way above the EMA. And we're at all-time highs in these small caps. So if you're in IWM, this would have been a good opportunity to get a large gain today, or on Friday. The RSI is getting close to overbought. Our MACD is looking bullish as well. If you look at volatility, it was pretty interesting because today, when we're doing our 0DTE at thetatraders.com, the volatility is very high. I took in $40 on my credit spread at a 0.06 delta, which makes it seem like the volatility should be in the 20 area or even higher. But we never actually were that high in the volatility. And volatility just tanked down to 1421. So we're pretty far below the average around 17. This could be a good time to be more bullish on buying leaps possibly, or buy shares of stock for a short-term trade. Leaps could be a good idea just because the market volatility is lower. That means the premiums are lower, and we have some bullish setups. So you could also look at trying to get in for a cash secured put at a pretty low entry price for stocks that you want for a long-term hold. So again, this is Lance at thetatraders.com. I do these videos every week. These go out to members early, and then it goes out to the general public on my YouTube channel and on my email list later. If you check in the description down below, I do send out email updates with further information on these videos. There is a free webinar and links of videos and reviews on different strategies. You can join in the description down below. It is free. Just got to leave your email address, and look forward to seeing you guys there. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.